What's up you guys, and happy Friday. Today we are going to start a new series which is a top 10 list that we will do every Friday. And for today's list we will be bringing to you the most 10 rarest physical copy video game for Nintendo Switch. So hope you enjoy it and let us get right in. Lithuanian studio No Breaks Games developed this puzzle platformer for PC in 2016, and it was released a year later on consoles. Human Fall Flat features Bob, a simple human with no super abilities. Bob is entirely customizable to fit the personalities of players. The game incorporates physics into its open-ended, themed levels, which have multiple solutions. Super Rare Games had a limited release window in March 2018. Only 5,000 copies were printed and the game is now sold out. But we must keep in our mind that there was an anniversary edition release that happened on September of this year, so the number may have increased. Retro City Rampage DX is a remastered version of V-Blank Entertainment's original 2012 title. The game spoofs the 80s open-world crime genre and was said to be inspired by GTA games. Players control a thug for hire who can complete several story mode missions and arcade challenges. Only 3,000 copies of the DX version were released, which makes this game a pretty rare to find. Shelter Generations is a unique game in which the player controls a lynx trying to care for its young. The game's interesting premise and incredibly eye-catching art style have definitely drawn in fans of the game. Outside of a single limited run, the game is only available in digital download format. Physical copies of the game were produced by Super Rare Games, but the supply was super limited. SRG only produced a total of 3,000 copies of the game. Spanish indie developer Nomada Studios released Gris, a platform adventure, in 2018. A girl named Gris wakes up in the hand of a statue of a woman. She explores a colorless world and slowly gains powers from her dress. As the game progresses, Gris is able to grow emotionally to see her world a little better. Special Reserve Games had a limited release of the game and now it's sold out. Celeste is a platforming game that was released in 2018 and was originally developed over the course of only a few days at a game jam. It was eventually expanded and released into the full, pixel art style platforming game that we can see now. The game has been released on multiple platforms, but a special collector's edition was released through limited run games on the Nintendo Switch. This bundle, which was limited to only 2,000 copies, contained the game, a poster, a keychain, and other Celeste-inspired collector's items. Outlast is a series of horror games that have been released on multiple platforms. The Nintendo Switch got a digital release of both the games in the series with the Outlast Bundle of Terror digital download. Limited Run Games released a special bundle called the Outlast Murkoff Briefcase Edition that contains the first two games in the series, posters, comics, and other goodies. Only 2,000 physical copy were made and getting a copy now will cost you a whopping $268. Lovers in a Dangerous Spacetime is a shooter game and is set in a really unique, space-themed setting. This game has players control the bright, neon spaceship and shoot down their enemies. Super Rare Games released only 3,000 copies of this game and getting one now will cost you $285. Fox End Forests, from German studio Bonus Level Entertainment, was born from a Kickstarter campaign in 2016. The game was developed and released on Switch, PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4 in 2018. In this side-scrolling platformer, players control an anthropomorphic fox named Rick, who must restore order to his forest. Strictly limited games released only 1,000 copies worldwide of a collector's edition. And now this edition is worth more than $300. River City Girls is a beat-em-up style game that was released in 2019. The game features characters that had previously appeared in the games Nintendo World Cup and Kunio Tachi no Banka, as they fight their way past various enemies in order to rescue their boyfriends. A special bundle of the game was sold by Limited Run Games. Only 2,500 copies were made and the bundle included the game, posters, art cards, and other memorabilia related to the game. Bayonetta and its sequel came to Nintendo Switch in 2018. In celebration of the release, Japan released an exclusive limited edition bundle called the Bayonetta Non-Stop Climax Edition. In addition to the games, the bundle included a steelbook case, 22 verse cards, and a full sheet of stickers. Although the Non-Stop Climax Edition was only released in Japan, collectors from around the world can still buy the bundle, but it can cost them more than $450. And that is it for our list. If you know any more rare video game for the Switch, then please leave us a comment and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future uploads, and remember that you always deserve the best and don't let anyone else tell you otherwise.